It's not because it's not a good book, but I've been using it to fall asleep. And it's because I'm rereading it and I've read this book 1,000 times, so I'm kind of used to it and I'm getting kind of bored. I swear it's a good book. People have told me it's a page turner. I don't know, they liked it. Lots of people have liked it, but because I've read it so many times, I kind of like having it by my bedside because I use it to fall asleep. Like if I wake up in the middle of the night, I'm like, oh great, I'm up. And then I get anxiety and then I just read the book and then I fall back asleep. I'm not going to poison my husband. I don't need the life insurance money. Here, I'll tell you something. I think I've talked to him about it because then it was like a thing. He was like worried I'd kill him. We talked about killing each other, whatever. And then he said, oh, I said I wouldn't kill you because you're worth more to me alive. See, just wait until you retire, then we'll talk. What does my book say about love? It says that you cannot buy love, convince someone to love you. You can cultivate an environment, kind of like you can cultivate the soil in the ground, fertilize it and put water in it, put the seeds in, make sure they're good seeds, etc., etc., etc. But you cannot make the plant grow. Does that make sense? And I feel like that's the same with any relationship. You can try to cultivate a friendship. You can try to cultivate a loving relationship. You can try to cultivate whatever you want to cultivate, but you cannot force the other person to love you back. I think it always goes back to like feeling entitled to somebody. It's like vending machine all over again, right? Feeling entitled to somebody because you did all these nice things for them. You can't be entitled to their love. Also, do you want someone to love you just because of the nice things you did for them or because they love you for you? My book talks about choices. It talks about love as risky and a gamble, but like worth it, obviously. Just like friendship is worth it, even though it's a gamble. I saw a video recently where this guy was like saying goodnight at the door, and then he was like, oh, can I come in? Like, I make a mean cocktail. And she was like, no, I'm kind of tired. Not tonight. Da, da, da. Maybe next time. And then he was like, oh, but we could watch a movie. Da, 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 da. And then she was like, no, I don't want to. And then they closed the door, and you know how like doorbells have like rings or whatever and it's still recording? And he's like screaming or getting mad. He's basically having a meltdown, like a tantrum, like a 2-year-old, because this woman said no to him because he was like, oh, but don't pay for dinner, or oh, like I listened to you all night, or oh, like whatever, and then you don't put out, what the fuck, kind of like that. And it's so annoying to see things like that. Like people really believe that if you just pay for a woman that she's supposed to give you her body. What you are looking for is a prostitute. You're not looking for a relationship. You're looking for a prostitute. So next time, why don't you just go find that instead? That will make you, everyone else, more happy. Someone cheats on somebody in the relationship. The person that was cheated on gets mad at the adulteress, not the person in their relationship. Like if it's a guy who's a player and then he's dating this girl, but he cheats on her with someone else, the girls end up fighting. It happens a lot. I just think it's so messed up how we always blame these other people. There's so much going on there. It's like, why don't we blame the guy that's cheating, the guy who like hurt you, the guy who was in the relationship with you, or we blame, I don't know, we just blame everyone else besides the right person. I don't know. Why do you guys think people do that? Do you think it's because they don't want to leave the partner they have? So they rather blame this adulteress fooling around with the guy? I don't know. I just like do not understand. If that happened to me, well, I'm married now, so it's different. I have a child. I'd probably have to make it work. Even if I didn't have the child, I'd probably choose to make it work if my husband did cheat on me. But if he was just my boyfriend, I'd like toss him, kick him to a curb. I don't know why people just end up, it's not worth it to be with someone you know that is going to do that to you and not care about your feelings, but you just end up blaming the other person involved when they're not in the relationship with you, you know? Like this person is responsible to being in this relationship with you, and then they buck it and then you blame someone else. It just doesn't make any sense. It makes it feel like that guy's gonna get away with it the next time and the next time because, well, you let him get away with it the first time, so why wouldn't he continue his behavior? You know, he didn't learn anything. Let's see. Oh, my cat is so sad. So he went to the dentist or whatever, and they have to give him anesthesia. Yeah, so then on the form, when in the morning I was dropping him off, you have to make a form, you have to fill out a form. It said like, do not resuscitate, or, you know, try to resuscitate if something bad happens, if anything were to happen. He's fine, whatever. But like a part of me wanted to say, no, I did not want to resuscitate. And I feel like a bad person, but also not a bad person for thinking that. I only think that because I'm so tired. But like, what are the chances, you know? Like, I'm hoping against hope that he does end up croaking on the table. But then what if I check no and he survived anyways, and I'd be all sad? Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. And yeah, we don't want to take in other people's cultures, even though they have great ideas. Japan has this one thing. In LA, we have a lot of rubbernecking. There'd be so much traffic because of it. But like in Japan, they put up these black screens so you can't see the accident. So you don't rubberneck because there's nothing to see. It's so simple. Why can't we just take that? It's like the most easy thing to do, and then we don't use anything. But I think we're also really proud of overworking because we're addicted to power and our egos. You know, like America's very superficial, like social media, me. I say that as I'm on a screen also talking and meing, but like, you know, like I don't think I'm proud. Maybe they're doing it because they're proud to be workaholics. You know, versus like these Europeans, they feel like they're enough and they feel like they're worthy as they are, so then they could take a break. I don't know. That's what I've noticed when I was with my mother-in-law. She works to the bone, and when she was in Europe, she's just criticizing these Europeans for being lazy. And I was just like, you are gonna have a stroke and die someday because you work too hard. And you were saying like these people are lazy, and I was just like, American values are so interesting, and they're all run down, and they don't even know that they're unhappy, you know? I had a clogged duct. I don't know. You guys know because your nipple is like a shower head. All of them are supposed to work, but sometimes you get like milk can dry up in the whatever, the little, you know, spew thing, and it's really painful. So like your baby or your husband is supposed to suck that out of you to like, because they have more jaw muscle than your baby. So then my husband did actually like suck on my teats to like take out that clogged duct. And actually he's lactose intolerant, and he ended up having to take a dump after. He didn't even drink it. He just like sucked it up and like spat it out. But yeah, this is such a painful topic for me because I know I'm like very close to someone that is kind of a man child, and I love him, but he doesn't take accountability for his life. I'm trying now at this point, I can't help him. You know, he has to help himself. He can't force help down someone's throat either, just like you can't force love down someone's throat. And if he's not willing to get help himself or like receive help, then you just wasting time. And also, you're kind of resentful of them for not receiving your help. You shouldn't be resentful of them because you see that they're not receiving your help. You have to pivot and do what's best now because you are powerless. What's in your control is to soothe yourself if they are going down a rabbit hole and you love them. You just have to watch them and kind of support them, like be there, listen to them, whatever, like as much as you possibly can. But like mentally, you also have to protect yourself. But you also have to soothe yourself and like, I guess, accept that this is their life and this is what they choose to do, and you cannot force help down their throat. And they just have this mindset where they just do not take accountability for their life. Yes, sometimes they are the victim. They're not always the victim, but sometimes they are. So we'll give them that. But I think I had the saying. The saying was, yes, it's not fair that people gave you this baggage. Whoever gave it to you, mommy, daddy, whatever. Whoever gave you your baggage is not fair. You didn't deserve it. And now it's yours to take care of because there's nothing else you can do. This is your baggage now. You know, you have these mommy, daddy issues or whatever issues, and they are now on to you because this is your life, you know.